If you're a writer who's in need of a little inspiration, or a reader who's just curious about the writing process, then here's a place for you. Hello. Welcome to another installment. Yes, happy to be here, grateful to be here. So we're just going to continue with my collection of poetry, which is entitled, excuse me, A Brief Encounter of Consciousness, Affairs of the Soul, which is available on Amazon. Just by the way. So, excuse me. Today I'd like to do two poems. Seeing little Jojo in the background. Because one's really short. So I thought I'll just do two, basically, today. Okay, so the first one is called I Wish to Live and Learn to Think in Life's Intervals. So I watched actually yesterday someone just talking about the exact same thing. And basically what it is, there are moments out there in life where you can take a moment to reflect, take a moment to think back on things. For instance, you might have a walk in the park for half an hour, have a think and some reflection. You might do a little meditation and do it there. You might be on the toilet and be able to reflect there. But it doesn't sort of take away from any other moment, okay? And this is what I was talking about. I wish to live and learn to think in life's intervals is I wish it didn't take away from other moments, because we can all sort of do that, can't we? We're at a social gathering and we're thinking about next week's interview. We're having tea and we're watching a movie, and we don't always live in the moment. We're always trying to multitask, but we can sort of be spread ourselves too thin. It's like we're not doing anything possibly adequately, or because we're spreading ourselves thin, okay? And just not being present in the moment, and then missing moments, and then continually missing moments because we're not present. Okay. And you can sort of it can become a habitual source of behaviour, can't it? Just constantly catching up with ourselves thought-wise because we're not present. Okay, so yeah, I think I've explained that enough. Yeah, and of course, this human life it can be rough. Do you know what I mean? For the best in the best of circumstances, it can be, and we have a lot to think about. And some of us are completely in our mind and in our heads as well. So that makes it possibly even. Well, I'm reluctant to say the word worse, but for want of a better word, you understand what I mean. So anyway, here we go. So I might do this twice, just because if you don't catch it the first time, because I'm often like that, I don't catch things the first time, and I just need to go over it again. So here we go. Try to recapture moments. Moments lived within our present. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Oh, It is right. Sorry, it is right. Let me just read the book actually, because I've not read this one for ages. Okay, so try to recapture moments. Moments lived within our present. Present unconsciously ignored. Ignored whilst moving into the future. Future moving whilst you're thinking. Thinking of those special moments. Moments you recapture in the mind's eye. I wish to live and learn to think in life's intervals. Okay. So, again, I'm going to just repeat that. I'm going to try and do it without now. And yeah, some of you pick it up the first time. Some of you won't even pick it up the second time in that sense that, you know, it takes as long as it takes, doesn't it? But here we go. I'm only saying that. I'm not suggesting anybody's, you know, not with it. I'm just saying because, you know, in the past there's been a couple of people who, not sure about that. Only a couple, but yeah, you know, you've got to listen to everybody, haven't you, in that sense. Okay, but here we go. Right. Try to recapture moments. Moments lived within our present. Present unconsciously ignored. Ignored whilst moving into the future. Future moving whilst you're thinking. Thinking of those special moments. Moments you recapture in the mind's eye. I wish to live and learn to think in life's intervals. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, the next one is called the Jigsaw of Life, and I definitely will need to go via the book here. I'm not doing a grand job of that, but hey ho. So me, I'm a spiritual person. It always sounds so just ridiculous that when said, but I am. I've been that way literally sort of since my mum departed. It's always spiked an interest, always. And you know, it's funny actually, because I think had you know, my mum not had she not have died, would I be still interested in that? And who's to know? But it certainly did spark my interest because of that, and it's always been there, always, and as a companion through many ups and downs, you know. But yeah, I was just pondering on life, just reflecting in one of the moments where I could, and I just had the idea for this poem, and here we go. Okay, so maybe we have fallen into fragments, as small as atoms themselves, no longer tall enough to soar above clouds to the land that once was, when we were giant and whole. No sign of regrouping. We choose to exist in bits, scattered memories amongst the ruins of our fall. When we broke, so did our multiple mind, forever trying to live in exile from our neighbouring parts. A few pieces, scattered in the winds of several places, acknowledge our true and higher purpose, to rejoin. Threading loose memories back to create the whole picture. Maybe we need to run loose from ourselves, briefly experiencing the emptiness of separation that we choose to call joy, liberation, freedom. Sorry, just bear with me. Excuse me. We are not dependent or independent, but are interdependent. Failing to accept that we need to be whole to lead a full existence. To be whole, we must join. In joining, we gain our strength of togetherness, which now lies scattered like a china pot, once precious. Do we want to return to reality, dwell in our palace beyond, be ourselves? We really could live forever, as together we know everything there ever was to know. Only in unison can we have the happiness we run from and search for. Okay, this is why I thought Leave Me Alone or Let Me Be was next, because it's close. I was just thinking about that. But yes, so yeah, no, I was just pondering and thinking about just trying to work it out, trying to work out why we're here. And I actually feel like, now it's not really a question of why are we here. It's a question of what can we do with our time that's about living in love, about living in joy, about living in acceptance of self and acceptance of others, because it's really one and the same thing. And, just trying to be as authentic as we can within all of that, within all of the conditioning, within all of the stress, within all of the heartache, within all of the betrayals, within all of the, the busyness of life. Sorry, I do have to mention the Desiderata. I will recite that in one of the in one of the episodes. But yeah, no, I will recite that because it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And it's just, he does say, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. For all its sham, drudgery and broken dreams, it's still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. And sometimes I feel like happiness, I've in my book of short stories, If You Were in My Shoes, which is soon to be on Amazon. I'm just having trouble publishing. I'm, very not good technically. I do try, but I find it frustrating, and even more so now, post sort of stroke is just, do you know what I mean? So, but yes, I will endeavour to keep trying. But what came easily last time is now for some reason the pricing is an issue, and just publish. But then I draft to digital as well was the same thing. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But anyway, I can't even remember my train of thought now. Oh yes, sorry. So it's off on a tangent. So yes, if you were in my shoes, which is coming soon, as when I can press the publish button. God, I need some technical assistance. If anybody's out there, please, who's cheap and cheerful, come with me, be on the journey with me, trust me. But anyway, yes. Oh crikey, I've forgotten again what I'm talking about. And let me try and stay focused. What am I talking about? If you were in my shoes. I've gone off on such a tangent now. I really actually not sure what I'm saying. We were talking about Max, and we were talking about beach. Oh yes. If you were in my shoes, I've got a little, but it's not even a short story in the sense that I just wanted to add a couple of musings, if you want. And and that's what they kind of read as. But I've done it in terms of a character, but yeah, I've done it in terms of a character, but I'm musing about happiness, and happiness is not a God-given right. That a lot of us think it is. I did for a very long time as well. You have to work at it and strive at it. He's so correct in saying that. And I think when you don't see it as like breathing, like air, there's something that you have to work at, then you're in control of it. And actually, you can find happiness then in anything, And sometimes happiness is just about, wow, I'm grateful for having another day here, I'm grateful for my eyes, if we have them. I'm grateful for my ears if we have sound. I'm grateful for my voice if we have a voice. I'm grateful for the use of my legs if we have those. Nothing can be taken for granted. And sometimes it's as simple and, of course, as that we have to give thanks and find our happiness. We've got all those things in place. Wow, what's there not to be happy about that? Anyway, back off on a tangent. So yeah, I will see you next time. I don't really want to go, but I will see you next time. And all the best. Have a blessed week and take care of yourself. Until next time. Ciao.